or high. Lesotho, the state enclave in South Africa which is completely surrounded with the territory of the Republic of South Africa. Also, Lesotho is the only country in the world which all territory is higher than 1400 m above sea level. The capital of the country, the city of Maseru. During the colonial period the country was protectorate of Great Britain under the name Basutoland, the country, from an ethnonym, an English land, country. Lesotho is located in South Africa between 28 and 31 southern latitude and between 27 and 30 east longitude. His territory is completely surrounded with the territory of the Republic of South Africa. Thus Lesotho along with Vatican and San Marino is one of 3 independent states in the world surrounded with the territory only of one country. In the east Lesotho borders on the province KwaZulu-Natal, in the south, on the East Cape Province, in the west and the north, on the province Free State. Total length of frontier is 909 km. Country extent in the direction from the northeast on the southwest is 248 km, from the southeast on the northwest of 181 km. The territory of the country makes 30355 km, from which only an insignificant part is the share of a surface of the water. The country has no outlet to the sea. The nearest port is located in Durban, the Republic of South Africa. The climate of the country is caused by her high-rise situation, therefore the Atlantic and Indian Oceans make on him insignificant impacts, and Lesotho is under the influence of a subtropical zone of high pressure. In this connection and circulation anticyclones prevail. Climate of Lesotho rather cold, though in the summer in January-February in Maseru and valleys temperature reaches 30 C, winters are frosty and temperatures vary from 7 C in flat areas to 18 C in mountain. Between May and September mountainous areas become covered by snow. On average the beginning and the end of frosts vary. From February 16 to November 19 in highlands, from May 18 to September 6 in lower areas. The average period of frosts is of 111 days on the plain and up to 276 days in highlands. The amount of precipitation strongly varies depending on height of the area and makes from 500 to 1200. The main amount of precipitation drops out during the warm period of year from October to April, maximum from December to February when the monthly amount of precipitation makes 100. The smallest amount of precipitation is observed in the winter in June and makes less than 15. The average monthly evaporability is 60-70 min June-July and 175-225 min December-January. The average annual evaporability is from 1400 min mountain areas till 1600 on plains. In general, the evaporability exceeds an amount of precipitation. Average monthly speed of wind is 1. 4 m/s in October and 8 m/s in August. The direction of wind generally changes from 200 up to 300. During summer thunderstorms the speed of wind can reach 20 m/s. The average annual duration of sunshine is 30 to 11 h on plains. The lowest point of Lesotho is located around confluence Orange and Makaling, 1400 m. The highest point is Mount Cabananalinyana, 3482 m. Because of big height, the country often called the kingdom in heaven. The country can be divided into 3 zones depending on height. The plateau about 1500 m high in the form of a narrow strip in the west of the country. Across the territory makes 5200 km. As 17% of the territory of the country. The foothills 2300 m high. 15% of the territory of the country. And highlands in the east of the country. The Drakensberg Mountains form east and southeast borders of the country. In a stratigrapholithologic section of northern Lesotho are from top to down presented. Almost horizontally lying clay slate soapstones. In upper Befortsky layers and Moltenos layers. Krasnitsvetny deposits. In layers red beds. And cave sandstones which are buried in the west of the country in her low part and blocked in mountains in the east layers of Teletovi basalt lavas. In the layers Drakensberg. With power up to 1600 m. Sedimentary rocks and the lower horizons of lavas are cut by the numerous bringing milkings and forces of the Leritovi structure and also a series of the agglomerate neck which are fixed and in the top horizons of lavas. This section of breeds of a platform cover of the Triaso-Jurassic period corresponds to the top part of a formation Kara Permira, which lies with sharp angular and stratigraphic disagreement on the Precambrian crystal base. Everywhere kimberlites of Cretaceous age, which are the youngest magmatic educations, break through breeds of a formation Kara. Clays, Alavrita and Galechnik of Quaternary age are spread in flat sites. Two diamondiferous tubes of Lesotho, Letsing, La Tere and Ko, enter 10 the world's largest, large jewelry diamonds of the superior quality are found in the first of them. In total in the territory of the country 17 kimberlite tubes, 21 decapodobnid bodies and over 200 milkings of kimberlite structure are found. The majority of kimberlite milkings, with power up to 1 m, and decapodobnid bodies, from 8 to 35 m. Diameter of small kimberlite tubes, including also satellite. Collateral. Make 70, 200 m, and large minus 200, 500 m. The kimberlite tube of Letsing La Tere consists of main and satellite and is located at the height of 3100 m above sea level. The main tube was found in 1957 when mapping a surface. She represents an elliptic body of 15.9 hectares. Sizes of 540,350 m. In Lesotho trees seldom meet, grassy vegetation is most widespread. In highlands poor vegetation is replaced by subalpine meadows. An endemic and national flower of Lesotho is the spiral aloe. Latin of aloe polyphylla, Caratsana Sesotho. The small size of the country, big height of a surface and limited range of habitats define scarcity of fauna. In a small amount in the Drakensberg Mountains endangered species of birds are found, the bald ibis and the African yagniotnik, also meet the Iraqi buzzard, a black eagle, an earth woodpecker and others. In the country 33 species of mammals are recorded, including a baboon, an antelope of Cairns, a mongoose, an endemic ice rat. Also in the country are recorded 41 species of reptiles, 6 species of amphibia and 2 species of fishes, including an endemic gudgeon of Maloti. For protection of a biodiversity in 1969 in east part of mountains of Maloti the National Park of Seklabitib was created. The early population of Lesotho consisted of the collectors and hunters speaking Khoisanski languages. The tribes which came from the north in the 17th century to Ebo forced out indigenous people to the Kalahari Desert. In 1820, the 1830 years in the territory of Lesotho, the power of the leader too much under whose protection those from Acel someone ran from the growing power of Zulus led by Chaka during so-called Mvikane were flown down became stronger. At the end of the 1830th years, collisions with Boer immigrants began. In 1842, Tumusheschwa I appealed to the British authorities about protection. As a result, in October 1843, the governor of Cape Colony signed the agreement under which he admitted Tumusheschwa I, the friend and the ally of British. In 1848, Lesotho became the British protectorate with the name Basutoland. From Basotho Sesotho. It is read approximately as to Bas T. The people Acel. In 1852, the Mosheschwa army suddenly expelled military posts of British, and the agreement of 1848 on protectorate was cancelled by British. In 1865, drills began war against Acel and won almost all their lands. The authorities of Cape Colony agreed to render military aid of Lesotho, and in 1868 Basutoland became protectorate again. From August 11, 1871 to March 18, 1884, Lesotho was annexed to the British Cape Colony. On March 18, 1884, Basutoland received the status of protectorate again. On April 30, 1965, Basutoland received autonomy, and on October 4, 1966, independence under the name the Kingdom of Lesotho. In January 1970, the ruling National Party lost elections. The Prime Minister Lebuwa Jonathan refused to delegate the power to winning party of the Congress. WAC appropriated the status of Tonokolo. In Sesotho language, approximately designates the Prime Minister. And arrested heads of BAC. Right there began to prepare resistance. The Liberation Army of Lesotho, UL, which was trained in Libya, was organized. Also Tanzania and the Maoist organizations assisted. In 1978, guerrilla war ran high. In 1980, the leader of Bakentsu Mokheko came over to the side of the South African mode of apartheid. In 1980, the government carried out Massachusetts repressions against supporters of BAC. The Bean Party governed till January 1986, wasn't displaced during a military coup yet. The Minister of War delegated the power to the King Mosheschwa II, who played only a ceremonial role, special powers before. In 1987, as a result of the conflict with army, the king fled the country, and the new king proclaimed his son Letsie free. The following military coup took place in 1991 when the head of military junta Justin Metsimlekenya was detached, and the General Elias Pisvanarumama, who kept the power before democratic elections in 1993 which are won back, came to the power. The former king Tumusheschwa II could return from exile as the ordinary citizen. The king Letsie III tried to convince the government to appoint the father Tumusheschwa II head of state, but they rejected claims. In August 1994, the king led Sikh III with assistance of military made a revolution and stripped of power the government of Bak. The new government gained the international recognition. Member countries Community of Development of the Countries of South Africa SADC held negotiations and achieved return of the government of Bak provided that the king father will lead the country. 4 weeks later the Bak party returned to the power, and Tumosveshva II returned on a throne in 1995. In 1996 he died in road accident, and the throne returned to his son Letsie III. In 1997 the Bak party broke up. In 1997 the Prime Minister Ntsu Mokheko created new party, the Congress for Democracy in Lesotho. Okizi. He was supported by Parliament and he created the new government. Okizi won elections in 1998. The party was led by Pakalitha Musisili. Though elections took place under the international observation and were announced legitimate, the opposition refused to recognize them. In August 1998 the opposition began to perform with Massachusetts protests and demonstrations. There were collisions which details aren't absolutely clear and which publicizing causes much controversy even in the Republic of South Africa. In September the international forces of SADC made the decision to storm the capital. Troops of Botswana were accepted by the population kindly, but presence of troops of the Republic of South Africa caused discontent, and fights ran high. The conflict was aggravated when the South African troops hoisted the colors of the Republic of South Africa over the Royal Palace. In 1999 the international forces of SADC left the country, having left Maseru in ruins. Also other cities underwent destruction. Many soldiers of the Republic of South Africa and Lesotho was killed in battles. In May 2002 in the country new elections on the advanced system assuming a proportional election system with participation of opposition in assembly were held. The Okizi party won again, having collected 54% of votes, however opposition parties received places in assembly too. It were the first elections in Lesotho which took place almost without incidents. Now the government tries to stabilize a situation and political structure of the country, relying on foreign experience. The Prime Minister Pakalitha Musisili adopted the program of fight against AIDS from which a considerable part of the population suffers. According to the existing constitution of 1993 of Lesotho is the parliamentary monarchy, the monarch and the head of state is the king. In cases if the king didn't reach age of majority, is out of the territory of the country or can't run the country on an etiology, the regent runs the country. The king performs generally ceremonial functions. He is a living symbol of national unity without executive or legislative functions. The board of leaders determines by tradition someone will be a successor, someone will be a regent in case of need and also can displace the monarch. According to the constitution the king appoints the prime minister of the member of National Assembly, the lower house of parliament, who is the leader of the political party or the coalition having most of members of National Assembly. The two-chamber parliament of Lesotho consists of the upper house, the senate and lower, the National Assembly. The senate consists of 33 delegates from which 22, the supreme leaders of tribes or the persons designated by them, and 11, are appointed the king on representation of the State Council. The Congress for Democracy in Lesotho Party, Akizi, has the majority of places, 61 of 120. In National Assembly, besides in the Congress, 9 more parties are represented. The stated policy of Lesotho, maintaining the sovereignty and internal security, external safety is actually ensured by the Republic of South Africa. Armed forces total about 2,000 people. Lesotho is a member of the United Nations since October 17, 1966. The country participates in the Economic Commission for Africa and all not regional specialized agencies except IAEA and International Maritime Organization. Lesotho is also a DIC of the British Commonwealth of Nations, the African Development Bank, G-77, the African Union. Lesotho since May 31, 1995 is a member of the World Trade Organization. Despite the lack of an outlet to the sea, the country signed the Convention of the Union on Maritime Law. Annual gain -0.28%. High mortality infantile and from AIDS, emigration from the country. Birth rate -27.2 for 1,000. Fertility -3.2 births only woman. Mortality -15.7 for 1,000. Emigration -8.7 for 1,000. Contamination, a virus of an immunodeficiency. HIV. -23.2%. The third place in the world on level. The expected life expectancy -56 years. Urban population -31.7%. Ethnic structure, a cell of 99.7%, Europeans and Asians of 0.3%. Languages, Sesotho and English. Official. Literacy -86.2% of the population. 2016. Religions, Christians of 80%, native cults of 20%. Lesotho, one of the centers of labor emigration, mainly to the neighboring Republic of South Africa, on the continent. More than 70% of the population of the country profess Christianity. The most part of Christians, Catholics, Protestants are presented by Reformata, Anglicans, Adventists, the Assemblies of God, Methodologists. State languages of Lesotho are Sesotho and English. Also local population uses languages of the Zulu. 248,000 carriers generally around Quarrystone. Coot. 43,000 carriers. A braid. 18,000 carriers in Sebapils Valley, the Valley de Body. Where the last estimates HIV infection level in Lesotho reaches 29%, and according to forecasts of the Union it will increase in 15 years prior to 36%, that will lead to sharp reduction of life expectancy. In 2001 life expectancy made 48 years for men and 56 for women. On the latest statistical data the expected life expectancy fell up to 37 years. Though the government realized danger and began to take measures in 1999, it is possible to recognize success as very limited. Since June 2006 the program of testing of all population Clinton Foundation began. The program was supported by Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. Lesotho exports water and electricity to the Republic of South Africa. The manufacturing, agriculture are widespread. Many residents of Lesotho work in the Republic of South Africa. In Lesotho there is an office of Levi's on production of jeans. The economy of Lesotho is integrated with the economy of the Republic of South Africa. Seasonal work for 3-9 months in a year in mines is widespread in the Republic of South Africa. More than a half of the population live agriculture. Lesotho receives the economic help which is rendered, in particular, by the USA, the World Bank, Ireland, Great Britain, the European Union, Germany. The short side of the railroad connects Lesotho to the Republic of South Africa. The countries of the South African Customs Union: SACU, Botswana, Namibia, the Republic of South Africa, Eswatini, Lesotho, are united in the uniform market. At the same time, all these countries, except Botswana, have single currency. The volume of foreign trade for 2019 of 1.1 billion dollars on export. Mainly diamonds, 41.9%. And textile products, 48%. 1.53 billion dollars on import. Fuel, chemicals, raw materials and semi-finished products for light industry, food, cars and the equipment. The main foreign trade partner, the Republic of South Africa, of whom about 85% of import and 25% of export are the share. Lesotho participates in the Summer Olympic Games since 1972, generally in track and field athletics competitions. The team missed Games of 1976. During the participation, athletes of Lesotho didn't win any Olympic medal. The Football Association Lesotho was founded in 1932, the FIFA member since 1964. For all the history, the soccer national team of Lesotho never passed qualification of either the World Cup or the Cup of the African Nations. Under the influence of the Republic of South Africa in the country and as well rugby develops, however, because of small financing, development goes extremely slowly. According to the last estimates, in Lesotho 65% of the population of 15 years or also more senior is competent. Thus, Lesotho has one of the highest levels of literacy in Africa, partly because Lesotho invests more than 12% of the GDP in education. Unlike the majority of the countries, in Lesotho the literacy among women, 64.5%, is higher than among men. In the settlement of Roma in 34 came from the capital. The National University Lesotho is located. Child mortality is at the level of about 16.3%. Security with doctors. 5 doctors on card people. Average life expectancy in 2014 made 49.7 years. The State Broadcasting Company, LB. Lesotho Broadcasting Corporation, Lesotho Broadcasting Corporation. Includes Lesotho Television TV channel, Radio Lesotho and Ultimate radio stations. Also the Mnet Lesotho TV channel enjoys popularity. Gerard Yasef, 1831-1914. Is a Catholic priest, the missionary. Also far right comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.